Here there is a staff path going to the Hippo Habitat. That is probably going to be a undetailed area. Hello guys, just go on here and welcome back to building the Beekse Bergen. And today we are going to be continuing work on the area where we left off. That is the Crocodile and Hippo Residence, as well as the last few pieces of tiger habitat. And what you are looking at right now is actually the final tiger habitat, and it's not 100% finished, but it is almost finished. So let us have a look around at what there is to see here, because there is quite a lot to take in. So coming from the previous two tiger habitats that we have already completed, we can now follow this trail to over here, where the path becomes a sandy path, and we've got ourselves the tiger habitat. If you are a bit of a sneaky boy, you can actually, well, in the game you can, but in real life you can kind of climb back here. That keeper just disappeared. That is fine. They do that sometimes. But yeah, I would occasionally kind of sneak back here and have some looks at the habitat from over here to take some pictures. But the main viewing areas are back here, in fact. And what is pretty interesting about this that you might be able to see is that we have a fence on top here, but not over here. Is a little exploit that you can do by using some terrain. I might actually make a tutorial on this if people are interested, so do leave a comment if you are. If you are on the Bro Nation Discord server, you may have seen me post some screenshots on how to do it. It essentially boils down to using some terrain to prevent the fence from connecting back to the ground, which it does automatically if you leave it floating. But that does allow us to create these really cool viewing areas. And there is another one over here, and you can see that this place is actually walkable. There is a path in here, and yeah, people can actually check out the habitat from over here as well. Another cool detail about this place is that I tried to make these beams look a bit more worn down and weathered, but only on the top, because that's where all the rain and stuff hits it. That's how it is in real life as well, so that's what I tried to replicate here by making the top look a bit more greenish. But yeah, this path then comes right to the entrance of the Reptile House, where our keeper friend over here is taking a bucket of fish. And you should see this. This is amazing. He dumps it from up there. I don't know. Well, I mean, I know why that happens, but it's just hilarious to see. Wait, let's watch him walk down. I mean, obviously he just has a ladder here, because he climbs down a ladder, right? Sir? Okay, yep, okay, there he goes. He climbed down a ladder. So before we get on with the video, I just want to give a brief thank you to anyone who subscribed in the last episode. We actually got a pretty decent boost out of it, which is always fun to see. So hello to all the new faces, and hope you enjoy what we will continue to be doing. Also, if you're wondering about the riverboat ride, that is a little experiment I'm doing. I was wondering if the boat ride would bring some extra guests over to the back of the park. So far it really hasn't. They kind of just come here and go again, or people just use this to leave, like these people are, I think. And the ladder is actually not that bad, because if people use this to leave and get back to the front, that means that they actually get here to do that. So yeah, that would work. But yeah, there really is a very unfair distribution of guests throughout the zoo. There's a lot of guests at the entrance. There's a medium amount of guests over here. And there is next to no guests over here. So yeah, I hope that a combination of the riverboat ride and in the future the car safari will kind of solve that, but for now it's just what we have to deal with. So let's get on with the video. So I'm gonna put down a bit more bush over here to make this area a bit more dense, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start on the front of the Reptile House, Crocodile Residence, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, get this area all nice and finished up. Alright, here we are back again, and I hope you guys like signs, because I've got signs for you. Let's quickly move over to the new area. You can see there's a bunch of foliage right over here, but nobody cares about that. Let's get to the Reptile House, and we've got our first sign over here, which is warning us about the crocodiles and the fact that we shouldn't be swimming. You can see there's some waves, and it's a guy swimming. I hope you can tell. But then let's move through the tiger viewing area over here. Oh, look, there he is. As we come to the entrance, and we've got the hippos and crocodiles, and a little extra sign, similar style to the previous one. I could actually copy some things over from that one to use on this one. And this sign says, "Hippos and crocodile safety, be careful. In this area live hippos and crocodiles. An attack could be deadly. Forbidden to swim. Don't climb the rocks. Forbidden to feed." And then it says the same things in South African. It actually also says this in South African underneath, but I don't have enough space because this is the smallest I can get the fonts. So yeah, that was a pretty complicated sign to make, but I'm actually really happy with how it came out. So, oh yeah, and third sign, can't forget about the little cigarette dispenser thing. Please put your cigarettes in there and not inside. So yeah, inside nothing much has changed, so we can just quickly zip through here, and we come around the back where the next area we're going to be working on is. It's going to be the exterior habitat. But before we get started on that, one more thing I have to show you, and it's this over here. Due to the lack of crocodile related items in the game, I was forced to make my own crocodile.
I'm gonna go build my own
crocodile
with blackjack and hookers.
But yeah, we've got a little crocodile statue, and in real life you would be able to go. In real life you would be able to go underneath here and stick your head out inside the mouth. It's not really working out that well. Oh wait, maybe. There we go. We are inside the crocodile's mouth, and you could have a picture taken, and it has a little sign of the safari park over there. But yeah, one more thing I want to talk about is I'm kind of laying out this thing over here. I actually found a bunch of footage of keepers walking over here. And doing stuff in the stalls of the hippos, because this is kind of the indoor stalls, and they have several kind of holding compartments for the hippos where they can do maintenance and kind of brush their teeth, stuff like that. And there is actually a keeper area over on this side, and they actually do have a window looking into the stalls, so that's actually really cool. We can just put a keeper hut here and it will be totally accurate. So yeah, that's really cool. Another really cool area is this. This is actually the water filtration room where they clean all the water in the hippo habitat, which has to be done because the hippos poop in the water and it gets real messy. But I don't think we'll be able to build this room because I don't know where it is. It's probably underground, so we won't be able to reach it anyway. Now, in the live stream I did after the previous episode, there were a lot of requests that I would show how I make my signs. So I thought for this episode I would do a little time lapse of making of the signs that you just saw. In this time lapse I'm going to make 2 of them, starting here with the kind of vertical sign with the crocodile and the guy who swims. And yeah, the main challenge in making these signs the way I want to make them is that I want them to be very flat, because they're just a little wooden board, and yeah, when you look at it from the side, I want it to be very flat and nothing sticking out in the back. That's kind of the easy thing when I make the murals for the Africa village, for example, is that you have a whole building where you can just hide stuff into, but in this case I cannot put anything sticking out the back. It all has to be contained in that little wooden board, so that's why pretty much everything in the sign is made out of wood and just rotated at very slight angles to get get the little diagonals and all the little angles and stuff like that. So yeah, I just hide wood within the wood, you could say, and that is very challenging at times, and that's why not everything works out always, but when you get a hang of it, it is it's pretty amazing what you can do with this technique. So yeah, the little swimming guy, and the crocodile is actually not finished yet because I decided to change the foot and add some teeth. And then yeah, you do see some things sticking out the back. I should have maybe slowed down that little part. There are things sticking out the back, but that's when I just kind of make the sign a bit thicker. It's basically 2 planks thick, and that kind of hides most of those things. And yeah, here you can see the bigger sign with all the text on it, the Crocodile and Hippo Safety. And you can actually see me just copy things over from the other sign to make this one. And then to put in the text, I take the little planks from the Australia pack. I try to make the text on it as small as possible by using a lot of spaces. Oh yeah, here was a very weird thing. I couldn't put these brackets into the text, it just automatically removed them. Copy pasting didn't work either. But yeah, I got these Australian signs, I put text on it, and I hide the sign just inside, and the text still shows through. And to get the fonts as small as possible, whenever I have space left, I just add a whole ton of spaces, and those spaces actually kind of make the text smaller, because the game is going to try to fit the text on there. Yeah, and that's why it makes it smaller. So just copy these things over from another sign I'd already made, and that's it. Now, one more thing I do want to mention about making signs is that before you put them into place, I would recommend you always build them somewhere separately, and more importantly along the world axis. Now, what does that mean, or how can you easily do that? The best way to start doing that is to just grab a wall. It can be any wall, but I like to use something neutral like plaster or concrete. And if you don't rotate it before putting it down, so you don't do this, no, you just straight put it down like I just did, then you will have a wall that is completely world aligned. And what you can start doing once you have that is take all your planks and stuff and start putting them on there, and this plank is now also world aligned. And what does that mean? Well, it means that you can press this little button to toggle from relative to world axis, and now you are moving it along the world axis. But since it is aligned with the world axis, you can just move it straight. And that becomes very important once you have all of these rotated pieces, because moving these along the relative axis is very tricky, while moving them along the world axis allows you to move them straight along your canvas, so to say. So that really helps in putting things in the correct place and moving things around. If I would have started making this sign on the right spot in the right rotation, you wouldn't be able to do that, because the world rotation is in these directions, and that is not the same as the directions of my sign. So yeah, that's why that is important. But enough sign lessons, time for some progress. I have been hard at work on the Hippo Habitat. We're not close to being finished, but the first viewing area is pretty much complete, as well as this side of the habitat. Could use some more plants, but I've already got some hippos in to see what that looks like. There's one swimming over there, and yeah, this is what we've got. So there's a lot of rocks, kind of some things along the edge, and more rocks, and that rock thing is going to continue all the way through the habitat. The rocks really keep the hippos away from these places, because they can't really step onto them. There's also a little electrical fence that goes all the way around. But yeah, you got a really cool view of the hippos from here. You can get really up close with them. Alright then, how are you enjoying the view of the now pretty much finished Hippo Habitat. We are having a view from the newly added viewing area over here. There is this little small platform that is walkable. You can see the paths going in and out of it. Oh, I just realized I still have to add a bit of fence. But yeah, we've got several viewing areas, and of course the main viewing area is going to be the Congo Square over here, which is going to be a big restaurant area for the guests. But for now, this area pretty much done. We're gonna have to do some backstage things. This path still needs to be finished up, and of course the entire backstage area of here is what I'm gonna be working on next. Okay, I've been working on fixing up the little area next to the reptile house by adding these final few wooden beams to the path, and that is actually just about it. I've also narrowed this path quite a bit more, and I've put, you can barely see it, but I've put some trash cans into the bamboo over here. That kind of prevents people from clipping through there. And there was no way editing these paths anymore, because I would have to redo pretty much all the pathing from, well, I mean, I can show you. All the pathing there has just turned black, so that is from all the way from over here to over there to over there. That would all need to be done if I only want to redo a little bit of it, so that's why I went with the trash can and bamboo route. I mean, the bamboo has to be there. That's just a little trash can trick. Now, what I've also been working on, if we take a look back here, we actually have the start of the backstage area, and we can see a keeper walking around in here, and that is actually kind of interesting because I'm also laying out the inside of this building. Alright, I started working on the interior of the stalls. You can already see some of it back there, but something amazing just happened. Like, the odds couldn't be more in my favor. As I was working on the interior of the stalls, the Beekse Bergen uploaded a new video about the Nile crocodiles, in which they also just casually walks around in here and actually just straight up showed what it all looked like. So that was a huge help for this video. It made me realize that there are actually 2 of these barriers in here, so there's like 3 containers for the hippos, and as they were walking down this aisle, it showed a big concrete wall, and that's when something just hit me. A piece that was missing from the puzzle of a completely different video. The video about the poop showed a little basin for them to bathe in that I kind of forgot about until I realized those concrete walls and the area they're walking on is back there, and this is where that concrete basin is. So that is just right over here. It all comes together, guys. I am now just cross-referencing 5 different videos, piecing this all together, but it's turning out so great. I'm really happy with where this is going, so I'm going to be continuing on, and I will see you guys in a bit. Alright, let's take one last look around the habitat we've built today, the Hippo Habitat, and its attached indoor area has been completed. I'm really happy with how it all turned out. Of course, there's always more to be done, but I'm super satisfied with what I've been able to build today. I am sorry I lied about not doing the interior in the previous episode. I really didn't think I was gonna be able to pull it off, especially due to the, well, supposed lack of reference, but once I started finding all the videos that the Beekse Bergen uploaded, I couldn't help myself but continue to build, and I'm super happy I did. So let's have a look around. So over here at the back of the building, not too much to see. I've kept it quite simple, but it is all functional. The keepers can access the keeper hut through this door and the overall indoor area through here. So let's follow that and we will be inside. Well, we have these custom walls made out of the girder pieces to give it that nice shiny porcelain kind of tile look. Oh, is someone walking here? No. We've got on the other side another wall where there is a bunch of, I think they're like hoses kind of stored on the wall. I couldn't really tell. There's just a bunch of clutter overall. And through this door, which can be slit open, is actually that water treatment area that we saw in one of the videos. However, I decided against recreating that as well. I think this is all crazy enough as is, since it's kind of an area you're never gonna see anyway. So, oh, we get a keeper coming through. So yeah, we've got some, I think that's like a fire prevention system over there where there's water going through. We've got the whole air conditioning in here as well, just like in the Reptile House itself. On the roof there's actually the kind of the rooftop air conditioning stuff from a blueprint. You can find it in the description, a list of all the blueprints I've used. And yeah, we've got the same kind of roof windows and the same girders kind of keeping everything up. Oh, there goes my camera. If we go over here, there's some control panels probably to open and close all of the doors. Over here you can go inside of the habitat where one of the hippos is just chilling. Then these two doorways go into all of the holding areas for the hippos. As you can see over here, this one comes out through this door, and the other one over here goes into the one with the little bath. And oh, looks like he's gonna get fed. Let's check it out. And oh yeah, this one actually has a feeder. So yeah, really cool. And this door over here, which by the looks of it I need to kind of fix up a little bit, and this one goes to the outside where the hippo can be let outside if they would want that. So yeah, I don't think there is much else to show. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do have one more little announcement before I sign off, and that is that off camera I'm going to be kind of working my way to over here, because this Saturday, that is the 19th of September, it is going to be International Red Panda Day. So I want to do a live stream in which we are going to be building, or at least starting on the red panda habitat. I wish I could give you time, but I'm not actually 100% sure what time I'm going to be streaming yet. It will probably be in the evening. I was debating doing an all-day stream, but I'm considering maybe visiting the zoo on the day to look at Binti, the red panda cub, who is 11 weeks old and has just started kind of roaming around the habitat. So she is now able to be seen by the public. So I kind of really want to go and see her, but I'm not sure if time will allow that for me. I'm pretty busy with school, so yeah. Stream will probably be in the evening, but you will see the kind of YouTube live stream announcement thing pop up probably Friday, maybe Saturday. So yeah, that will be all from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will catch you guys either this Saturday on the live stream or in the next video. Goodbye, until then.